Well, it says we're live now, so yeah, it's 5 minutes to 9 on the 1st of March, 2020, and we've gone live. Well, we'll hang on and we'll see who turns up today, and we'll see what sort of live stream we have this week, because it was an interesting one last week, to say the least. 2 people watching. Well, hello, 2 people watching. Give it time for somebody to say hello. Anybody going to say hello? Paul R, good evening. Yes, I'm not too bad. Hope you're well. Excuse me. Kent Coastal Holiday Let's. Wow. That's a bit of a mouthful for a for a YouTube name. Hello, Megs. How are you? Yeah, I'm just, like I say, just fill a little bit of time before while everybody gets here. I know usually we start and people come in partway through, and then we have to start going over things. So I thought we'd just kill a bit of time. What did everybody think of this week's video anyway? James, hello James, how are you? Are you like that? Did you, Megs? Yeah, I must admit I've watched my video back, and what do I normally talk about? Kent Coastal Holiday Let's. I'll just call you Kent from now on. I think that's a little bit easier. Tracy, hello. What do I normally talk about? Anything and everything, really. We generally try and stay away from politics. We talk a bit about metal detecting, occasionally bottle digging. If people have got a question that they want to ask me about my YouTube channel or my videos, then I certainly do my best to answer any questions that I can. So yeah, a bit of everything, really. So yeah, it's just a shame there wasn't more snow for you, Megs. I'm like I say, there's plenty of snow up on the mountains, but it's they're a little bit out of my reach of those mountains at the moment for safety's sake more than anything. I would gladly head up there, but I think for safety's sake, it's sensible for me to stay away from snowy mountains. Yeah, what was I was completely lost. Yeah, just saying about my latest video. I watched it back, and I I thought the best bit was the the hammock that I was enjoying. I really it's a neat little product, I must admit. Like I say, it's the first time I've used it. I bought it really recently. I actually bought it with some birthday money that I was given an Amazon voucher for my birthday. So I bought it with that money. So yeah, it was good fun using it, I must admit. Yeah, I think we're all not. Most of us are not fond of cold weather. We do like. I know I prefer the hot weather anyway. The sunshine. So Tracy, hopefully not, but we'll wait and see. It's one of those things. You never know. It's more than likely they've moved on to somebody else now. So. And yeah, my other favorite find on that video was was the little lead shield, medieval shield trade weight, or what I believe is a lead medieval shield trade weight. I've yet to make up the report for Treasure Trove on that one, but yeah, I've asked online, and some think it's either a trade weight or a coin weight, one of the two. Yeah, and the little Queen Victoria coins, although the 2 halfpennies are lovely, and decent enough condition considering they've been under the ground for knocking on 100 years, well, if not longer, because I think one of them was 1862, so that's, what's that, 160 years. So yeah, the big penny, you can, in certain lights, I can see the image of Queen Victoria on it, but it's really, really worn, and I don't think there's any way of improving the image that's left on it. So yeah, I always love the Queen Victoria coins. I keep saying she's my favorite. She's my favorite queen, or my favorite ruler, anyway. So yeah, and just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab the shield weight and just show you again, because maybe not everybody's seen it. Sprays now, then. Just fell asleep in your hammock. Very good. Let me grab this Pascat. I was using on the latest video. I was using my Golden Mask OnePlus UK metal detector. It's 15. Is it 15 or 18 kilohertz? It works on. Anyway, let me go and grab this. 1 second. There we go. This is my little box of. I just keep interesting little bits in this one, so excuse, blow the dust off it. So yeah, this was one of the finds on the latest video, and I don't know if you're gonna see that. There we go. There you go. That's a decent picture, isn't it? So so yeah, I found this, and I was unsure because I cleaned it. You saw me in the video. I cleaned it off and I looked at it and I thought, oh, it's just a lump of scrap lead. But then when I got it home, and Steve, now then, Steve, you all right? Yeah, I got it home and I washed it, and originally I was kind of looking at it like this, and obviously on the back side as well. There we go. And it was I posted it. I'm a member of a Facebook group that's it's called All Things Lead, and you can post finds on there, and somebody hopefully will be able to tell you what it is if you're unsure. And I thought there was something about this. I thought there was something about it, so I didn't throw it in the scrap bucket. I kept it separate, and I asked on there, and somebody on there said that they suspected it was a medieval shield weight, and obviously when you turn it on its side, then it starts to become obvious that it is the shape of a shield. There was another little piece just here, but it crumbled away when I picked it up in the field, and yeah, I think I'm pretty certain that it is a shield weight, and it is medieval in period. So so that's going to be an interesting one. Like I say, I have to send off the report for Treasure Trove about that, and see if I can get an answer back from them. So yeah, that's probably my excuse me, it's probably my favorite find from that day. Bob Marley, Irie Bob is in the house. Excuse me while I just get comfortable on my chair here. I'm using I've changed chairs. I used to have the plastic school chair. I've gone all out of focus now as well, for goodness sake. There we go. I used to have one of those plastic school chairs, but I've changed it now. I've got one of the dining room chairs. You can just see the reflection in the in the mirror here. So, but I've got a cushion to sit on as well, because us oldies like a bit of comfort. So yeah, sprays. I thought it was a heraldic shield. Yeah, it certainly does look like that. I must admit, but with it being lead, then I'm going what the guys at the All Things Lead page said, or one of the guys there said that it's likely a trade weight or a coin weight, one of the two. With it being so small, I would imagine it's probably a coin weight. So yeah, an interesting piece. Now then, Sand Scratcher Bry, hello, how are you? How is Scarborough? Young Kyle, hello Kyle, how are you? And I know I've showed you it all before, but I showed you the dump that's on the farm there as well, which I'm hoping to get a dig in. The weather's been a bit off again. It's been really, really windy and a little bit wet as well with it as well again. So since I was out that day detecting up on the farm, so yeah, it's windy here as well, Bri. And yeah, I'm like I say, I'm hoping to get a dig into the farm dump there and see if there's any bottles there, basically, and see what we can find. Yeah, no storm this weekend, unfortunately. Yeah, I do like taking the camera out in the storm, actually, and it certainly makes for exciting viewing, anyway. 13 people and 5 thumbs up. Wow, come on, you can do better than that. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying they want to see me digging the farm dump, and they want to see me bottle digging again. So yeah, with any luck, we might just find something in there. You never know. It's worth a shot anyway. And I asked the farmer. It was late last year. I asked her when it was fully overgrown if she minded if I dug into the dump, and she said no. She looked at me a bit daft and said no, you go for it. So I've got her blessing anyway. So yeah, Steve, it's some size actually. It's not quite obvious on the video just how big of an area it is, and it's next to a burn as well, which is common. The dump was usually right next to the burn, so or as close to the farmhouse as possible. So yeah, with any luck, like I say, fingers crossed, there should be something in there for us, and it'll be interesting anyway to have a few digs up there and like I say, see what we can find. So yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. Well, it's funny because it's kind of like in the video I showed you. There's like a wall, and then there's the dump, and then there's like so the dump's quite raised, quite high up, and then it slopes down to like a flat ground, level ground area, and then that goes down to the burn again, and it's like a diamond shape. So if it's like not a diamond shape, a triangular shape, that sort of shape. So and the burn runs down this side here. So so I'm just watching myself making the shapes on the screen so I can and get it right. Kyle, I don't know. The farm, as far as I'm aware, has been there for about, I'm gonna say, for about 300 years. So yeah, like I say, hopefully there was something in it. There's a lot of modern stuff or stuff from when I had my little exploratory dig last year. I had a little go at it, a little scrape at the surface, and there's a lot of stuff from like the 60s and 70s on the very top. but there's lots of heavy stonework on there as well, and there's several of the what they call butler sinks or Belfast sinks, as some of you might know them, and they're big stone. Okay, doesn't even fit in the screen. They're big stoneware sinks, sort of this sort of size, that are commonly used on farms. So no, Kyle, I don't have a probe. I should get one really, but I think in this sort of situation it's not needed. It's just a case of just having to dig down and see what's there. And like I say, hopefully with any luck there will be something there. I would love for there to be something there, I really would. But like I say, we won't know until we get into it. Like I say, the next decent day that I get, then I'll head up there. I'll put a couple of hours in digging down and see what's there. So young Kyle's birthday in 4 days. Well, I think everybody will say happy birthday, Kyle, for 4 days' time. I can't think what else. Oh, we found a piece of the bomb shrapnel. Oh well, the anti-aircraft shrapnel. It's one of the fuse pieces. I found another piece again quite close to the house. This one was just in the woods, which is close to the house as well, so to the farmhouse. And they're always fascinating little pieces of history to find those. Again, I'm a member of another Facebook group that specializes in military hardware and militaria, that kind of thing. So and it's got people from all over the world in it. So I posted a picture on there and I asked if anybody knew what type of fuse it was from, and very quickly somebody told me that it was a Type 199 anti-aircraft fuse, which fits in perfectly for what it is and for the surrounding area. There's quite a few anti-aircraft sites around this area, it being the River Clyde and the shipbuilding that went on during the Second World War down towards Glasgow on the River Clyde there, the shipbuilders. Then the whole area was protected by several anti-aircraft sites. And yeah, so like I say, it fits in there brilliantly. Sprays, how's eBay sales going? Terribly. Yeah. Do you know, it's one of those things. Marilyn, hello, Marilyn, how are you? Sprays, yeah, eBay's one of them things. You know, you can but try. I don't expect everyone to buy everything that I put up for sale. It's one of those things. I just I try things, and if they don't sell, they don't sell. That's that. It's no big issue to me, and it's no big loss. But oh, yeah, Marilyn, I'm sorry I've not got back to you. I know I know I was going to respond to an email, but I've gone and bloody locked myself out of me Yorkshire Digger account. I have to wait until Google comes back to me, because they've got to verify the request for me. I don't know what I've done. I've guffed it right up like an idiot. So I've got to wait until they come back to me. Supposedly 3 to 5 days, which is not great when you need to use an email account. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm sorry I've not got back to you. Like I say, I'll have to wait until they authorize me account again. Yeah, Carl, the problem is, Carl, there's not that many car boot sales around these parts. It's one of those things that's just seldom done. Lee Kerry, hello Lee Kerry, by the way, welcome along again, sir. If you were to buy a bottle, what would it be and your reason why? Oh gosh, Lee Kerry, wow. If I was to buy a bottle, it would probably be a bottle local to Helensburgh. There's 1 or 2 bottles that are local to Helensburgh, but they're they're quite rare and they're quite expensive, usually sort of 60 to 80 pounds mark. I have seen them go for higher than that. I can't remember. Let me see if I can get another page up here. Drag you across there. So we've got you separate. I believe it's a Reeds of Helensburgh. Yeah, it's a Reeds of Helensburgh. They were a sparkling water manufacturer and chemist as well. They had a bottle that commonly comes in like an amber color, but occasionally there's a green version as well. And I have seen them in the past, but like I say, they've always gone for quite high prices, and I just can't afford them. It's one of those things. But yeah, if I was to buy a bottle, that's probably what it'd be. Yeah, I have seen the one at Hermitage before, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. One of the bottles I've got is one of the I believe probably one of the earliest Reeds Chemist's bottles, and it's just a plain bottle, and it says Reeds Chemist Helensburgh at the bottle. It's a blob top, and it's like a cylinder type, and I think it's probably one of the original Reeds Chemist bottles, or one of the first anyway. And it was one that I found up on the beach at Rue, actually. I was before I was bottle digging properly. I was just finding bottles on the beach up there. So yeah. AA Auctions, Steve. Now then, who is that? Is that the I can't remember if I know AA Auctions. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's one I've not seen before, Steve. I must admit, I'll have a nosy through. I do like looking through auction sites. You can get some good information from them usually. Well, I can certainly say I'm going to have a whale of a time looking through the AA Auctions website here. That's quite interesting, actually. Not seen that one before. Hendo Diggs. Now then, Hendo, how are you? Are you going to start putting videos up again? So yeah, plans for this coming week. I'm decorating tomorrow. Hate decorating. I have to go out on Wednesday. I have to go to IKEA on Wednesday because we need some new shelving. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting a notification on my PC. Yeah, out on Wednesday to get some new shelves, and rest of the week is trying to find a day where I can get out and, like I say, either do a bit of bottle digging or a metal detect. One of the two. There you go, Hendo. Just saying, I've the farm permission that I have has a dump on it, and I'm just trying to get a decent day where I can get out there and have a bit of a dig and see what's in there. Kyle, yeah, I kind of enjoy IKEA as well, actually. So that's about the extent of my my coming week. If I send a parcel down, it's my grandson's birthday and my stepson, his wife's birthday coming up very shortly. So I have to I have to go to the post office and send a parcel down to them with some presents in. And yeah, that's about all I've got planned. I tend not to plan a lot of things. I find that if you make plans, they usually go awry somewhere along the way. So sprays I only buy from eBay, never sold, but after a few beers I have ordered some hideous stuff and prayed sometimes I would be outbid last minute. Explaining to our lass a day later can be interesting. Yeah, I know. The trick is if you do buy something, just don't tell her. I've done that a few times myself, and just when it arrives, just put it away somewhere, or she does say, "Oh no, it was only like £1.50. I got it really cheap." That's the trick. Oh, excuse me. I just need to rub my eye here. There we go. So yeah, I've been selling, well, buying and selling really on eBay for, gosh, since about 2004, I think. So yeah, I've had about an eBay account since about 2004, I think it is. So, and yeah, there's been loads of interesting things that I've bought and sold over the years. It's a fascinating place. Well, it used to be a really fascinating place on the basis that a lot of it was used items originally when eBay first started, and yeah, it's changed a hell of a lot. Unfortunately, I think for the worst. There's far too much brand new items. Although I still buy new items off there as well, for the simple fact it's cheaper and it's quicker to get an item from there rather than heading to Dumbarton or wherever to buy a particular item. So what's the daftest thing you've ever bought? Crikey. I don't really think I've ever bought anything daft as such. Well, I'll tell you what. The fun thing I ever bought, it's what they call a tutor. So it's like a little rubber tube with a cap on each end, but one end's got a hole in. Hold it in your hand and you squeeze it, and it makes a farting sound. So that's probably one about the daftest things I've ever bought. I must admit, not particularly daft, but there you go. Megs, I was falling at one stage. I made quite a bit, but stopped because there are too many scammers out there. Yeah, well, that's one of the downsides is people buying items and then claiming that they never arrived, or for whatever reason the item was broken, or blah blah blah, or it's not the right size, or it's not this, or it's not that. So Tracy, apparently your local Oxfam shop just sold a stunning Helensburgh bottle. Saw it on Facebook. You know more than me, Tracy. Let's have a look. Let's Google Oxfam Helensburgh. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if the page loads up. There we go. I'm not seeing it at the moment. Fair trade chocolates. Boom, boom, boom. Handbags. That's something I'll have to have a look through to see if I can see that. But they've either kept it well hidden or they auctioned it separately from. Yeah, Marilyn, I must admit it's a great source for getting an idea of what items are selling, what used items are selling for. Particularly if you want an idea of something that belongs to you, then yeah, it's brilliant for that. Hendo says, "Did you dig Helensburgh Seltzer, Robin? Remember one of your videos?" I don't think it wasn't Helensburgh Seltzer. I did dig. I've two. Well, I've only ever dug two seltzers. One was an acid etched Glasgow and Paris. Glasgow and Paris. I think it was Glasgow and Paris Water Company, which I thought was quite an odd name. I sold that one. I sold that to. It went to a private collector. The other one I kept, and it's actually in the lounge at the minute. I'll not get it. It's a. I think of the name of it. Oh, I'm probably going to have to go and get it now just to get the name. Oh, goodness gracious! What's the name of it? Let me just go and double check the name. Bear with me 1 second. Wow. Sorry about that. Sorry. Right. Yeah. So the first one I found was the Anglo-Parisian. That's the name of it. It's Anglo-Parisian seltzer bottle, and the other one was a Hunter and Benny. I've showed this one before. Hunter and Benny, H&B, Glasgow. Unfortunately, a chip out of the blob top. Initially, I wasn't going to bring this one home, but I ummed and ahed when I dug it, and I just thought, yeah, I'm going to take it anyway, because I think there's a fair bit of age, and I've never seen one of those before. I've also got a mini cod and a standard cod from Hunter and Benny as well, because again, I was digging at. I'll say it anyway. It was the dump at Old Kilpatrick, and yeah, I was digging and I was finding broken Hunter and Benny cods, and I'd never heard of them. And yeah, so I found that seltzer, dug that seltzer first, and then I dug the cod as well. But yeah, like I say, I decided it said something to me that I should keep it basically, and maybe one day I'll find someone somewhere that can do a repair on the neck at a reasonable price, because there is actually there's actually another crack just down the blob top there as well. So I'm sure somebody that specializes in glass can probably repair it, but some lovely stretch marks on the top of the neck where you can see it's been pulled as well. Little air bubbles in there as well in the glass, which are always a decent sign of a good sign of age. I don't believe there's no marks on bottom other than there's a tiny little pontle mark in the bottom there. So yeah, like I say, that's that's one of, well, that's the only seltzer bottle that I've got apart from the other one that I sold. So let me just put this behind the monitor here. There we go. Now then, Simon, how are you? Not spoken to you in ages, mate. My apologies, and the weather's been absolutely terrible, as you well know, and we've still not got out digging yet. It's getting crazy. Sprays, what started me in bottle digging? I used to watch video. I've said this before. I used to live in Northern Ireland, and you can't really sort of go bottle digging there as such, because if you get caught in a field by the police or the army, then you're in big trouble digging holes in the ground. So yeah, I used to watch bottle diggers on YouTube, and I used to follow them. I used to read about bottle digging. I was in a bottle digging forum only as a, I was just a lurker basically. I would read the stories and about history about bottles and things like that. So and then when we moved to Scotland here, I started beachcombing and found a couple of bottles that way, and then I went on a dig and with a few other YouTubers at the time, and I started bottle digging there. So that was a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago now. And funnily enough, that was the first time I met Simon as well, the big man, because we were digging in a field. And funnily enough, that was the first time I met Simon as well, the big man, because we were digging in a field where jam jars. So yes, that's where I started anyway. Like I say, I do love me my bottle digging, but yeah, you all know the story. I fell out of love with it a while ago, and I just gave it up because I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. So yeah, and it's one of them things, I think everybody that has a hobby will go through it at some stage. A similar sort of thing in that you love your hobby to bits. I mean, I love my metal detecting to bits, but there's just those odd occasions where you go, why the hell am I doing this? Is there much point to it? And yeah, and then you get over it and you carry on and you get back to it. And like I say, I will. Oh, it's a long story, Kyle. I'm not going to go into it again here because no doubt it'll cause issues with the person that caused it. So I'm not going to go into it. I've spoken about it before in a couple of the live streams, and yeah, I don't think it needs going over again. It's one of those things, Kyle. Sometimes people will be a friend, but they'll only be a friend for a particular reason, and that's usually to. Sometimes it's for their own benefit. Sometimes it's for monetary gain. Some people, with and I'll hold my hands up. I've sold bottles in the past. I've sold 2 bottles, I think. One was my Green Top J.R. Comrie ginger beer. So yeah, I sold that one to fund my metal detector, my first metal detector, my Viking. And yeah, I sold. Actually, no, I tell a lie. What have I sold? So, yeah, I sold the J.R. Comrie ginger beer. That was I sold that to the grandson of James R. Comrie. Actually, no, I didn't. No, that went to a private buyer. And then the grandson of James R. Comrie, he contacted me. He said that he'd seen that I was selling that bottle. Did I have anything else? And I actually had a J.R. Comrie cod. So I sold that to him in a private deal. And because it was going to a good home, in effect. And yeah, it's one of those things. Some people will sell everything that they find. Me, I like to keep the pieces of history that I find, if I can. And again, this it's a tough one. Sometimes I will sell items to support my family. It's as simple as that. My wife's, as I'm sure you all know, my wife's disabled. She went through the cancer, the lung cancer last year, and all these things are difficult enough to deal with at the best of times. But when you live like we do, which is we don't have a lot of money, basically. So yeah. So there are certain times in your life where you have to make a decision as to whether you pay bills, or whether you buy food, or whether you pay for heating, that kind of thing. And sometimes it means that you have to sell items that you love, that you found. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Megs. It is hard sometimes, but these are the things that you have to do sometimes. So Simon says you have to sell stuff on eBay so you can buy more stuff to find. Yeah, well, anyway, carrying on. The sprays. I come across bottle dumps when detecting. Got a few, but it's carrying it all and detecting is my poison. Yeah, you know what, sprays. A good tip is if you do find one, then take yourself out just for one day and dig yourself down. Take yourself a couple of, those 50p carrier bags, those strong ones, those shopping bags. Then take a couple of those with you, and a newspaper as well, so you can wrap your bottles up. But yeah, take yourself out for a day and have a dig and see what you find. Sometimes you'd be surprised. Steve, yeah, Steve's saying he's at the collecting stage. He just sells doubles and things he doesn't collect. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. We all do that. Like I say, most of what I've ever found they've all been sort of my first sort of important finds, if you know what I mean. I mean, I even collect. I've got the coffee and chicory bottles. I like those, Symingtons and Camp Coffee, that kind of thing. So I've got those on display in my lounge because they were some of the first bottles that I dug. So I'm quite happy to keep them. So yeah, Kyle, young Kyle says he keeps every single bottle that he's ever found. Yeah, it's one of those things. You can keep them until you've got no more room to keep them. That's the issue, Kyle. And I know I've said this. I've said it before that the flat that we live in is very small, so I'm quite kind of limited on space. If I could bottle dig every day, then I'd be out bottle digging every day. But yeah, it's one of those things. You can only keep as much as you can fit in your house. So, and it's hard enough getting most of it past Pam at the best of times. Tracy, how many Bovril jars do I have? I'll tell you what, Tracy, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of them. I've got a 16 ounce, an 8 ounce, a 4 ounce, and a 4 ounce, 2 4 ounces, and a 2 ounce. So yeah. Megs, I don't have a garage or a shed. We've no land. The around us is with a car park out the front, and there's a little bit of grass out the back, but there's no outside storage or anything like that. I think we would have to contact the housing association if we wanted to put a shed up, and then it would be at the risk of thieves breaking into it, that kind of thing. I wouldn't want to risk anything getting stolen. So yeah. Yeah, saying on earlier on, Sprays, that there's very few car boot sales here. There is one that the local school does, but it's an indoor sale, so it's not like a car. It's not like where you're used to, a big field and cars park. It's you drive down and you take your stuff into the hall and you set it up on a table. It's like a tabletop sale rather than a car boot sale, as far as I'm aware. They were some of the first ones that I collected. But when I started finding the older stuff, then my collection changed. I'm sure you're aware of this, and I'm sure everybody's aware of this. When you starting a hobby, you'll start collecting one specific type of thing, but over time your tastes tend to change a little bit. So you might get rid of what you first started collecting to replace it with something that's maybe older or something a little bit more special to you, and that's what I did. So Rosso, no, I'm not going to be making more videos of me eating pizza. No. Put my hammock up, more storage. Very good phrase. Dear. I must admit, yeah, Carl says he don't know why they call it a car boot sale. Yeah, I don't know either, to be perfectly honest with you. It is a tabletop sale, that's all it is. Yeah, I must admit, I do like a good car boot sale. They're great fun. Although it's terrible when you have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to be there for 7 a.m. to set up. That's not my idea of fun, but there you go. Tracy, I just found an amazing creme de menthe bottle, researched it and saw it had fantastic glass stoppers, so I have to go back and look for it. Yeah, that's another downside, is that if you find one part of a two-piece item and you only find one part of it, that's potentially the worst bit. Simon says, get yourself a 10-foot container. There is actually a company in Helensburgh, a chap in Helensburgh that has containers. Again, I think the housing association would have something to say if I stuck a 10-foot container outside. Yeah, Carl, that's just the way it goes. Like I say, it's one of those things. We all start somewhere, and as we grow a bit older, our tastes change. Oh, Simon, that's bad language. I can't put that one up, Simon. Oh well, Steve, obviously, I need to have words with my. Oh dear. All right, well, I'm going to let that one pass, but generally, yeah, there you go. That's better, Simon. Yeah. Generally, we don't accept those words because for one, they tend to get me demonetized at the same time. Oh dear. Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. It won't demonetize. I'll tell you what. YouTube's really funny. It's the last one of my last the last live stream that I did was a minute. I got the yellow monetization symbol, which means limited advertising, which basically means that they noticed something in my stream which was adult in nature and not family friendly, which was probably me having a drink, or I can't even remember what it was. It might have been me talking about alcohol or whatever. But yeah, it's funny how they work. But yeah, it's just the way it goes. Yeah, I know, Steve. Yeah, like I say, don't worry about it. Oh yes, Sprays. Well, I've had that before. Yes, Sprays is saying that's it. You're up at 4 o'clock and then you're pounced on by other car boaters before you unload the car, flashing torches in. A clever little trick if you go into a car boot sale and it's a popular car boot sale. What happens is when you pull in, the other car boot sellers will actually swarm into your vehicle to see what you've got, and they will try and buy things as quickly as possible that they see that they can make a profit with. And occasionally you get that many of them that they can be stealing items as well, and you won't know about it. Clever little trick that I learned is is when you go to the car boot sale, lock all your doors, drive to your pitch, and sit in your car for 10 minutes. And what they'll do is they'll actually move on to the next vehicle. As the vehicles are coming in, they'll work their way down and they'll move on to the next vehicles. So you just sit there. They can't get into your car, and you let them just carry on down the line. Once they're gone, you can open up your car and you can set up in peace. So there's a top tip for you if you're going car booting. Thinking of the 4-letter word, mine has 6. Very good, Simon. Yeah, or a big dog with big teeth. That would work wonders, Megs. Yeah, I'm sure it would. Yeah, like I say, Steve, I used to do car boot sales in Leeds when we lived in Leeds, and they're the people like that are the bane of your life. They're literally trying to steal things from under your nose, and it's not just that; it's that they treat everything like it's rubbish, and they just pull at things and grab whatever they want, and I have no time for that. So somebody told me that little trick: just keep all your doors locked, park up, and just sit in the car, and you're nice and warm as well. So yeah. Yes, Marilyn. So snow is a 4-letter word. Yeah, you're absolutely right. At Cross Creek. No, do you know where it was, Tony? I'll tell you where it was. It was the one at the fruit and veg wholesalers behind East End Park there. I can't remember the name of it now. I don't know if they still do it, actually. It might actually be Cross Green. It's that long since I've been that. Let me see. No, it's not. East End Park in Leeds it was, and there's a I'm trying to bloody find it on maps here, and I can't see it for looking. Anyway, it was down that way. Balding with car once sold an item at a tabletop sale. It was on 2p lol, but the lady who paid for it gave me a foreign coin that looked like a 2p. Oh, sneaky, Kyle. That's sneaky, is that? York Road, East End Park. There we go. There's East End Park. It was on Pontefract Lane, Tony. There you go. It's all changed now, actually. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at Pontefract Lane here, and there's wow, that has all changed since I was last there. So it used to be there's what is there? Euro Car Parts is there, GT Flowers, Tool Station, recycling and Veolia Recycling and Energy Recovery Facility. Well, all that used to be a wholesale market. And yeah, that's where I used to go to do the car boot sale. So there you go. It's completely changed. All right. Well, thank you, Megs. Yep, I will. I'll speak to you on the next one, Megs. I'm sure. You need to go out and take him a cold drink, Megs. That's what you need to do. The Barras, that's the market, isn't it? I think, isn't it, Simon? Do, 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 do. Yeah, the Barras Weekend Market in Glasgow. Yeah, it might be interesting one day, that, Simon, actually, just for a wander around and see what's there. Yeah, Tony, there you go. That's it. It's one of those things. I think car boots got quite bad for sellers trying to flog fake items. Oh, sprays, bloody hell! Pardon my French. That's me with the yellow monetization symbol now. Limited ads now. Last car boot I did, I sold something for 50p. That the 50p paid for the item was a Kew Gardens. Well, there you go. I don't know if you know my wife, Pam. She collects 50p's. Wow. For anybody who doesn't know, here in the UK, the 50p coins, we get them with various designs. Some years we get some new designs, but we get designs for different parts of British history. And yeah, one year they produced a coin for Kew Gardens, the gardening show, and I believe it was quite a limited run of coins, which made it particularly rare, which of course makes the value of that coin rather high. Now let's see. Now I know there are some copies of the Kew Gardens coin. But the genuine ones do sell for crazy prices. Yeah, so the last one here that sold recently, 2009 genuine Kew Gardens 50p and undated 20p error. Oh, so that was the 2 coin sets. That's £230 they got for that. So just to give you an idea, yeah, around about 100, just over £100, £125 for a genuine Kew Gardens 50p. That's pretty good going, is that? I must admit. Yes, Marilyn, very much like the state quarters. I was collecting those at one stage as well when I worked at the airport. We would often find small coins and the quarters that had been dropped on the floor when we were cleaning the aircraft. And yeah, I did collect them for a while. So. Oh, you got one in your dinner change as well. Crikey. Lucky mucker indeed. I've never seen one in the flesh. Obviously, if I had, I would have kept it. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like the. I don't know if anybody's seen that we've got a new £20 note here in England, in the UK now, which is this new plastic money, the polymer notes. Well, they were selling them on eBay. Let's have a look, see if they've sold any recently. £20 note. Yeah, so people are selling them for £26.99 because apparently they're rare. but they won't be rare once the Royal Mint releases more of them, which it's going to do within the next month or so. So yeah, crazy. Money is a crazy thing. Steve says, yeah, well, my daughter does it as well. She works in a shop, Steve, my daughter. So so she searches through and she saves any of the ones that she thinks that Pam needs. Obviously pays, swaps her money out for the ones. So the big man's got two up for sale. Yeah, it's not surprising, Tony, that they would have fake banknotes out already. It's insane the speed that counterfeiters work at. It really is. But yeah, well, like I say, money's one of those things. It's the coins. The coins are a tough one because until you know that that something is a limited pressing or a limited printing, then you don't know whether to save it or not. But I think most people now will get the new coins as soon as they come out, and then hope that that the pressing numbers are quite low, but often they're quite high, which means that they don't have a great value or little over face value. Yeah, Steve, no worries. Yeah. Sprays is supposed to be a trick with the new £20 note where the character disappears off the note. Google it. Let's see. No, I'm not seeing anything for that. Well, there we are. We've just done over an hour, and I think we've done all right today. The lunatics left us alone this time, which is always good. Yeah, I think I'm going to love you and leave you, because I've got a dry throat. I think I'm going to have a glass of orange juice, and yeah, I'm going to say thank you for everybody popping along again and saying hello, and to the new people that popped in, hello, and yeah, indeed, big man, yeah, for a change, yeah. So, and that being said, Simon, I will get in touch with you, mate. We will sort something out at some stage. I guarantee it. I promise you. It's just the weather's been terrible, and like I say, I've got decorating tomorrow, and I've been decorating there last week, and we've had to change around, and stuff's moving around in the flat. She says move it, so I move it, and there you go. So and yeah, I'm going to sign off and say, like I say, thank you for everyone for popping along, and yeah, I will see you on the flip side. Hopefully I can get out and get another video made this week at some point. But like I say, it's all dependent on this weather at the moment. So so yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you on the flip side. And be good, and if you can't be good, then just don't be terrible. All right, bye for now.